Welcome to the Daily Market Recap. Today is Thursday, August 13th, 2026. And what an absolute green blast it was across Wall Street today. The bulls strapped on their rocket packs as major stock market indices charged into positive territory post-close, the main engine behind today's powerful move. A wonderfully cool wholesale inflation report. The July producer price index came in flat, beating Wall Street's expectations and giving investors renewed confidence that inflationary pressures are subsiding. That single macro update triggered a wave of buying, sending growth stocks and tech darlings flying into the closing bell. Taking a look across the sector chart, technology and communication services easily stole the show, leading today's rally as traders rushed back into high beta growth names. Consumer discretionary and financials also posted solid gains, buoyed by rate cut optimism on the downside. Energy was the session's primary laggard, weighed down by falling crude oil prices after a surprise build in U.S. petroleum stockpiles. Defensive sectors like utilities and healthcare traded mostly sideways as risk on appetite dominated the floor. Checking in on overall market sentiment, the CNN Fear Greed Index is currently sitting at a reading of 66. That puts us comfortably in greed territory. Traders are feeling optimistic, though, as always. Keeping an eye on risk management is essential when greed takes over.
Our top story of the day, wholesale inflation is chilling out in a major way. The Labor Department's producer price index showed prices were flat month over month in July, coming in lighter than expected. Annual wholesale inflation slowed down to 4.7% from June's 5.5%. This softer inflation print is music to investors' ears because it signals that supply chain price pressures are easing up, opening a clear path for the Federal Reserve to consider interest rate relief at upcoming policy meetings.
Story number 2. Big tech continues to act as the ultimate market engine. Corporate capital spending reports show that investment in enterprise cloud and artificial intelligence infrastructure remains insanely strong. Despite some post-earnings profit-taking and individual high flyers like Cisco after massive year-to-date rallies, institutional buyers aggressively stepped in to scoop up enterprise software and semiconductor stocks, driving key tech benchmarks higher across the board. Rounding out our top news, crude oil prices took a noticeable dip today, dropping over $2 per barrel to trade around $81. Fresh Energy Information Administration data revealed an unexpected rise in domestic crude inventories, while revised global energy forecasts signaled softer demand growth. While the drop hurt traditional oil and gas equities, lower energy costs provided a welcome sigh of relief for the broader consumer outlook. Now, let's dive straight into today's wildest stock movers, the sky-high gainers and the rock-bottom losers. Starting on the sunny side of Wall Street with our 4 top gainers. ARX, OVE, Deli, DIY, FIG. Leading the parade was enterprise software powerhouse Workday, WDAY, which skyrocketed nearly 18% after dropping a spectacular quarterly earnings report with strong subscription revenue growth and upgraded full-year guidance. Joining the high-flying action were Aero Clean Technologies, ARX, Aviana Healthcare, Avash, and Figure Acquisition, FIGU, as heavy buying volume pushed all 4 tickers into massive double-digit gains. Now, for the darker side of the tape, today's top 4 losers, CLBT, FRMI, Resi TPR, taking a painful beating today was Tapestry, TPR, the parent company behind Coach and Kate Spade, tumbling over 16% as conservative full-year revenue forecasts overshadowed a top-line earnings beat. Meanwhile, Cellbrate, CLBT, Forum Merger, FRMI, and Residio Technologies, Resi, also suffered heavy sell-offs, dragged down by disappointing guidance and analyst downgrades. Ouch. Let's pull up the charts and examine key technical levels for SPY, representing the S&P 500. Buyers successfully held key support at the $570 level. Immediate overhead resistance now sits near the recent peak at $580. A breakout above $580 clears the highway toward brand new record territory, while losing $570 could signal a quick pullback toward secondary support at $562. Over on the tech-heavy NASDAQ tracker, QQQ displayed impressive momentum. Key support has established firmly around $488. On the upside, major resistance looms at the psychological $500 mark. If QQQ can break and hold above $500 on heavy volume, get ready for a potential leg higher. Otherwise, expect consolidation between $488 and $498. Turning to small caps, IWM caught a solid bid today as rate cut expectations brightened. Immediate technical support sits at $215, which held up nicely during recent tests. Resistance remains capped at $224. A clean push above $224 signals a fresh expansion phase for small caps, whereas losing $215 reopens downside risk toward $208. Moving over to the crypto universe, Bitcoin BTC traded with steady resilience during today's session, holding crucial structural support around the $58,500 mark as buyers consistently bought intraday dips. Key overhead resistance sits right at $62,000. BTC bulls need a decisive push above $62,000 to trigger momentum towards $65,000. Ethereum ETH mirrored a similar consolidation pattern. Key support for ETH is holding strong around $2,600, while tough overhead resistance remains locked at $2,850. Ethereum needs a daily candle close above $2,850 to spark a rally back toward the major $3,000 level. Across the wider altcoin landscape, performance remained highly selective. Layer 1 ecosystems and AI-related tokens saw pockets of outperformance, while total altcoin market capitalization traded inside a tight range, waiting for Bitcoin to make its next major directional move. To wrap up today's recap, overall market sentiment remains decidedly bullish thanks to cooling inflation and robust enterprise earnings. Looking ahead to tomorrow, keep your radar locked on upcoming consumer sentiment figures and preliminary retail sales data for crucial hints on economic health. If you found this update helpful, do us a huge favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a daily market recap. Happy trading, and see you tomorrow.